Do you ever dabble in Bitcoin or cryptos?
I don't. I like the currency of the United States. I think it's, I think the others are potentially a disaster waiting to happen.
But by last summer, Trump had a change of heart, promising to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the planet.
Bitcoin and crypto will skyrocket like never before.
Trump guitars, Trump won sneakers, and even Trump-endorsed Bibles.
Both aware, you have to be keenly aware that the media and the punditry class, not that, I think you've proven they have no power anymore because they threw everything they had at you and they didn't win. And that was, the New York Times, Washington Post, 3 networks, every late night comedy show, 2 cable channels. They threw everything, lawfare, weaponization.
Sure.
And now I see they want you two to start, they want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other. And they try, President Elon Musk, for example. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely. They said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, It's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it, because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity than me. I could do the greatest things. I get 98% bad publicity. I could do, outside of you and a few of your very good friends, it's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
Yes.
And I was even more surprised that there's been no review.
Well, I've been trying to go down and see the gold, make sure it's all there for about 10 years. During the first Trump administration, I got permission. You have to get permission all the way up to the Secretary of Treasury. And then the Secretary of Treasury said, well, I want to go down there too. And then he said, I want to go down there when the eclipse is coming through Kentucky too, so I can see the eclipse and the gold at the same time. But they came when I wasn't there. So I tried for 10 years.
His government will ban foreign investors from buying established houses for the next 2 years as part of an election pitch to tackle surging home prices.
On Sunday, it's only going to apply to temporary residents, but it would mean a ban that they will not be able to buy houses starting from April this year for 2 years, taking us through to March 2027. And during that time, the government will have a review and consider whether or not to make the ban permanent. Of course, we talk a lot about how unaffordable houses are in Australia. Just here in Sydney, prices are up 70% in the past decade. So we've got a median house price of 1.2 million Aussie dollars. That's about 750,000 US. So
the negotiators from the very beginning, if they want my vote, they have to talk to me about the numbers. They have to be believable numbers, and we have to adhere to them. If the numbers in the budget resolution will be adhered to by the Appropriations Committee, I could be inclined to support the budget, but so far I've seen no indication. For example, there's $1 trillion difference between the budget document and what we're going to spend this year.
Crashing and flipping upside down at the airport in Toronto. Reuters reporting that it was a flight from Minneapolis and that all passengers and crew are accounted for. The scene says that 8 people are injured. Look at this plane. It is literally upside down.
Truck drivers prowling the nation's highways for victims have become familiar villains, really, in TV shows and movies.
In fact, the percentage of long-haul truckers who become murderers is small. But according to the FBI, there are likely hundreds of homicidal truck drivers on our roads who have never been caught.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have Trump pushing Bitcoin and crypto, but we know that wasn't like that always. He stated that crypto was a disaster waiting to happen, and he was all for the dollar. We know all fiat does, but we also know he's a salesman. And now he's on crypto side, pushing Bitcoin and crypto, this new digital economy. and the sheep have no clue. And we have Elon and Trump, the tag team, and they're going to go down in history. And we hear more from Elon than we do from the vice president. Remember, guys, your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. And nobody knows how much gold the United States holds. But we know Scott Besson is about to find out, because I have a feeling he's about to leverage it. We know he's a hedge fund George Soros guy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Australia banning foreigners for 2 years from buying homes. Yes, guys, you heard that correct. And we know housing prices are an issue globally, and it all came from the government intervening instead of letting the market do its work. And then we have the debt ceiling is definitely going to get raised again, and we're going to keep spending money right under Trump. And Trump knows he started the spigot when it came to money printing with the C word. But of course, he gets to blame Biden. We know that's the art of the Hegelian dialectic. And we have another plane crash. Now this one flips over. And with these plane crashes, is going to put a stain in people's minds. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And teamwork makes the dream work. Truckers made the villain in movies. Now it comes into reality. And we know setting up for these driverless trucks. Remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And we have Trump's executive order on the Iron Dome. Now, guys, why didn't Deutsche catch this? They're wasting money and time on a dome research. You can't make this stuff up. And we hear the drums starting to beat again. And all these countries are talking about spending more money on defense. And we're going to see these defense stocks just slowly keep moving up. But remember, guys, this is all a distraction for the fourth industrial revolution. Because everywhere we hear the drums are beating, we see the digital economy moving fast forward. And we have Trump says he's supporting Israel. And if you have the NWO book, that should definitely not be a surprise. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
The Iron Dome or Golden Dome, whatever you want to call it, we have embraced the executive order of President Trump. We're going to ensure it's included in reconciliation money, in the FY26, all our budgets going forward.
Yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures, discussing the modernization of the Defense Department and President Trump's executive order for the construction of the Iron Dome for America, a missile defense shield similar to Israel's Iron Dome. Joining me now is U.S.-Israel Education Association Senior Policy Advisor and rocket scientist Ari Sacher. Tell me how this works and a little about the Iron Dome that is used right now in Israel, sir.
So let me tell you at the outset, the president is using the term Iron Dome as a metaphor. Iron Dome, as you had on the previous slide, that defends small areas. It is not something that the United States needs very much. The United States has a small number of batteries of Iron Dome, and that defends deployed forces.
First of all, we're not going to leave Ukraine alone because that would be detrimental not only for Ukraine and absolute betrayal, but also it would be detrimental for the future of Europe. We all understand perfectly that what will happen in Ukraine will reflect directly not only on the next steps of Russia, but also on the next steps of China in their imperial plans, which are now successfully going along. Concerning Munich, that first we need to spend on defense fast and a lot. Hundreds of billions will need to be spent immediately if that Russia is not only successfully moving along with its army reform, and the size of its army has already expanded 3 times compared to February 2022, but it is even going further. But also defense industry capacity of Russia is moving faster than that of Middle Europe. And therefore, we need to invest both in our defense industry, in our military personnel, and in our infrastructure, and that needs to happen now.
I told Bibi, you do whatever you want, because, my statement was they got to come back. Now,
the reason I made that statement because they said they weren't going to deliver. They were not going to deliver the people that they said they were going to deliver, that they agreed to deliver. And they did agree to do that, but they broke that agreement.
I think it means exactly what it says. Do whatever you want. President Trump has been so clear in just saying that, look, America stands with Israel in this. Israel didn't start this war. Hamas did by
going to a different economy. And we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.